All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Sports Podcast. And for the second part of the show, we're going to talk about LeBron James officially getting to 50,000 and if any player will ever beat his record. Now, LeBron's still playing. He's going 50,000 and more. And we'll see where he eventually ends up. Now, this is with the postseason and the regular season combined, because right now he's over 40,000 in regular season points, and then he has over 8,000 in. He's like 41,000, and then over 8,000 in playoff games. But he's been playing for such a long time. He came straight out of high school, and we've talked about this, and he's talked about it, that he's nearing the end, and we don't know when exactly he's going to call it a career. But I did think about this. If the Lakers go on a run with Luka, would he feel rejuvenated? Like, hey, I get to play next to one of the best rising stars in basketball, one of the stars of this next era. Wouldn't you want to continue to play? I don't know. That's just one thing that came to mind. But also, you could, on the other hand, say, well, it's easier now for LeBron to leave because he could just hand it off to Luka, and then this becomes Luka's team. Still can't believe that trade happened. But here we are. And you wonder how many points LeBron will finish with. And, you hear across media how he's doing this for such a long period of time and how he's been great over a long stretch of time that, when you compare it to Michael Jordan, which is what everybody does, Michael Jordan wasn't great for this long because Michael Jordan retired in the middle of his career to pursue other things, and then he came back. It really is amazing what LeBron is doing right now. Now, I'm not going to have a GOAT debate when it comes to basketball. See, football's a little different because I was able to watch Tom Brady for a long period of time. And that's who everyone said, that's who everybody points to and says that's the greatest of all time. And then when you compare it to Patrick Mahomes, I've, been watching Patrick Mahomes since he came into the league. But when it comes to the GOAT debate in basketball, it's a whole different story. Did not see a single play from Michael Jordan's career. That was before my time. I really started getting into basketball around the time LeBron went to the Heat. So that was a big deal back in the day. It was such a big deal that we had a televised event for his announcement, or his decision, sorry, because that's what it was called, the decision, what team he was going to end up on. But yeah, LeBron right now, he's the best basketball player that most of us have ever seen. And, and you wonder, making it to the postseason, how much he's going to add to that playoff resume and, what kind of run the Lakers could go on. Now, I do have the active scorers in the regular season. So LeBron's obviously at the top. And I don't know if this is exactly updated. This is on Basketball Reference. I don't know if this is updated from, the last couple of days. But Kevin Durant is second behind LeBron. This is just in regular season points. Durant's at 30,000. James Harden's at 27,000. Russell Westbrook's at 25,000. Steph Curry is at 24,000. DeMar DeRozan's at 24. Chris Paul's at 22. Damian Lillard's at 22. Giannis. I don't want to go all the way down, but could a player break LeBron's record? And we talked about this in our production meeting. You would basically have to play every single game, not miss time, and you'd have to average, I forget what the exact number is, but you basically have to average like over 20 points, which, well, yeah, that makes sense. But I think it was like 25 or 26 points a game, something like that, over, a 20-year period. I don't really think anybody's ever breaking this record. And LeBron's still going. It really depends on how long LeBron decides to play. Now, he could play 1 or 2 more years, or he could keep going. He could keep going till the wheels fall off, which I don't think he will. I think he's going to want to retire while he still can play at a high level. I don't think he wants to retire, coming off of a major injury. I don't think he wants that. Because, that's kind of like what happened with, Kobe Bryant. He tore his Achilles. And then I think he played 1 more year after that. You don't want to see that. I mean, Kobe did go out on top. I mean, he scored 60 points in his final game. And, you would have wished the Lakers had done a better job at building a team around him towards the end there, because the Lakers were not good in Kobe's final years. But, with LeBron, it's a different story. And, the Lakers right now in a very good position. Right now they sit at the 2 seed. They're playing good basketball. Luka is settling in, and they play the Knicks tonight, which, this is a good test for the Knicks. They did lose to the Warriors the other night, but this is a marquee matchup with the Knicks coming in. Both teams have about the same record. The Lakers have played one less game. They're 39-21. The Knicks are 40-21. And this is on TNT. I'm looking forward to this game. Definitely going to try to tune in and watch it. But, no, it is incredible what LeBron is doing. I really don't think any player is going to come close to this record. I mean, maybe at some point it happens. I mean, you look at some of the young players, names were thrown around in our production meeting. I mean, Wemby, but now Wemby's hurt. Now, if he comes back next year and, this blood clot thing was a one-off thing, we'll see. Because he looks like he's going to become the face of the NBA. Then there's Luka, but then, the other thing, too, is LeBron takes good care of himself. When you look at some of these other players and what they do, you can't be doing that if you want to, play into your 40s like LeBron is doing right now. It's going to be very tough for someone to come in and try to break this record. Now, I think that, you could see other players potentially get to 50,000. Like Kevin Durant, he's at 30,000 regular season points. It only has the regular season points on Baseball Reference. But actually, let's see. How many points does Durant have? So Durant has around 5,000. So he's currently at, a little over 35,000 points. And right now he is, I think Durant's 35. Oh, he's 36. So, I mean, I think Durant could play. I mean, Durant's had some major injuries too. He had the Achilles, when he ruptured that in the finals against Toronto. He could get to it. I think if he plays into his 40s, I think he could get to 50,000. I think you could see some players get to 50,000. I don't know, but I don't think they're getting past LeBron. And especially because LeBron is way ahead of the pack right now. But we'll see. You never know. But let me know what you guys think, though, about LeBron hitting 50,000. Do you think anybody, any NBA prospects, it could be someone that hasn't even been born yet, that could break his record? But we got to see what he finishes out with. We got to emphasize that, because who knows? He could play for another 50 years and get to 100,000. No, but it really is remarkable what he has done in his career. So before we go to break, just want to remind you guys once again to tip or donate and get your comments recognized. Make sure to hit that super chat button in the chat if you want to see me acknowledge any thought or comment you may have throughout the live broadcast. It makes the show more lively, more entertaining between myself, the host, and you guys, the viewers. We appreciate you guys' viewership each and every day. So any contribution you can make to the show means the world to us as we put out content for you guys each and every day. And also, the other way to help out the show is by going to the link at the bottom of the show segment on the ticker, GSMCPodcast.net. That is GSMCPodcast.net. So, like I said, LeBron's Lakers, they will be playing the Knicks tonight. That's a big game. And then some of the other NBA action as well tonight. You got the Bulls and the Magic. You got the Pacers and the Hawks. The Sixers against the Celtics. The Warriors against the Nets. And then the Rockets against the Pelicans. Last night, the Cavs became the first team to clinch the postseason. 52-10 on the year. Best record in the NBA right now. You had the Thunder knocking off the Grizzlies 120-103. The Bucks won 137-107 over the Mavs. And yeah, we are getting closer and closer to the postseason. So we are going to take our next break now. And then when we come back, we'll talk about some of the moves regarding defensive players, new deals, and some players got released. So we'll get into all that when we come back from our next break of the show. So with that being said, stick around, and we'll be right back here on the GSMC Sports Podcast.